Time ATA show, Louisville, Kentucky, 22. You guys are from the South. Do you say Louisville or Louisville?
I say Louisville. I don't know how that sounds, but that's how I say it.
It's different than both the things I said, I think. I guess it's Louisville. I don't know.
Louisville.
We do this every year that we're here.
I got you. Well, how do y'all say crappie?
Crappie?
Yeah, y'all don't say crappie?
Crappie?
Crappie. Most people say crappie. The fish.
Oh, the fish.
You got to break it down, Pitts.
I mean,
if it's crappie weather, are you talking about going fishing?
That's right. It's crappie weather.
It's y'all say crappie.
Crappie. Yeah. Crappie.
I don't fish, so I don't have a sword in the fight here. I'm not going to tell anybody how to say something.
Dude, my dad was allergic to fish when I growing up, so I never did it. I haven't gone fishing, but I
love to eat fish, but I suck at it.
Yeah.
When I try to catch one, it's bad.
I never grew up eating fish, so I was I like shellfish,
Right.
But I don't know. When I've had crappie, I like it. Or what do you crappie? Crappie.
Yeah, like you had a crappy day.
You're putting that as you're putting a spin on the name of the fish to be funny, or is that actually?
No, that's how we say it down south.
Yeah, down south.
Crappie.
When you get below Tennessee, it turns into crappie.
No, everybody calls it that.
I didn't know. I thought you were just messing around.
No, that's one of those debatable subjects like you were talking about.
Oh,
Louisville.
It is really.
Yeah, it's a debatable. Most of your Northerners will say crappie or crappie or whatever.
Is what most people say.
Yeah, that long A.
How do y'all say if you talk about a creek crossing?
I say both, man.
Creek.
You say creek. Most people say creek.
Yeah, creek or creek.
We say creek. And when y'all go hunting, y'all say going to the timber.
Yeah.
And we say going to the woods.
Yeah.
The dialect is totally different between north and south.
It is, but I think
it's neat.
I've watched a lot of your real tree videos growing up, so I'm kind of an idiot. So I live right off the Pope Creek, but a creek I consider to be a little one that runs through a timber track.
Correct.
So that's how I don't know if that's probably not.
We just call that a big creek and a small creek.
Yeah.
That's what we keep it simple. Though.
I think that's just a me thing,
right?
You know what I mean? But
the big bastard.
To me, it makes sense because that's a big creek. The creek's hard to cross. That's a creek. You can jump right over a creek.
Yeah.
So
it's up in the Northwest, they'll call a river what a creek is to us.
Oh yeah, we got some. Oh yeah, we got some of our creeks are the size of. I mean, they'll be half wide as this room.
Really?
Yeah, we got a lot of water flow.
You will call that a river.
Yeah, but we've had them when they flood. They get really. I've sunk my truck in one time. So
he did. He lost a truck and a bad boy buggy all at once.
One day.
Really? All in one?
Total.
Yeah, it was a bad day.
You were trying to get across it?
Yes, I was trying to get across to go deer hunting. It was about this wide, washed out, and I had it cleared except that one spot was washed and my front end went down. When it did it, the water boiled over and came in my motor, got in my intake, and bent the rods in my engine. When I got through, it was going out the other side. My truck cut off, and so then if my trailer floated, and I floated down the creek for about 20 yards till it jackknifed and stopped. It was bad.
You were probably shitting your pants.
Oh, I had to crawl out the window, and I was on the hood. I was standing on my toolbox. It was bad.
No kidding. Waiting for George W. Bush to come save you with a boat.
It was bad.
That's one hell of a creek.
Oh,
yeah. It was a new truck, too. It was a brand new truck. So.
Had the insurance kicked in on it?
Yeah, it was. That was a very dialectic telephone call when I had to tell them about it. She was like, "What do you mean flood damage?" I said, "It's bad."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, did you leave your window down?" I said, "No, I've got water on the inside. We pulled it out and opened the doors, and the floor mats just come gushing out the side. It was all the way up the steering column.
Man,
that'd be scary, man.
How much did your insurance go up?
It went up a little bit. It's actually, I'm not going to say how much did it go up. Then it's still up, but
it'll work its way back down.
Yeah. Dude,
slowly but surely.
I've never been in a situation like that in a vehicle. Thank God. I'd be shitting myself. Water freaks me out.
I got a picture I'll find somewhere. I'll send
water's
you guys.
Scary.
It was bad. When I got out, and it wasn't gushing too bad at the time, flowing too bad. I mean, it was enough to push me down a little bit, but I could get out, and I was about chest deep. Walking around,
that'd be a scary feeling, just floating down on your truck like you're just helpless.
That's when you got the radio on, you're going hunting, and you're going through it, and you everything's good and kosher, and then your truck cuts off, and you stop, you come to a standstill, and you hear the water coming running through. That's an eerie feeling.
Was it daylight?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was afternoon.
Imagine if it was dark.
You just float down the river, kicking in four wheel.
Oh, I had to call my buddy to come pull me out. My dad came and looked at it, and he was so mad he wouldn't even help. He just turned and walked to his truck.
Idiot doing that.
Oh, it was bad. I got some pictures I'll send you guys.
All right.
Yeah, definitely do that because if we can put it on the video podcast, we'll do it or we'll try.
Yeah, it was a bad day.
So what's up, boys? How's Hunt Club been going?
It's good, man. we had a heck of a year. I'm finally out of Kansas, and so Pitts has had a good year. He killed his first Maryland buck.
Yeah.
Killed a heck of a Georgia buck. And
I left one on the table in Georgia, though.
yeah, he's here. It goes out tomorrow for us.
Oh, it's done. Yeah, ours in
it'll be
Illinois is next weekend.
Yeah, I was the 10th.
It's done. We got some Alabama stuff we can probably get after,
yeah?
and then it runs around us. Actually, it runs till February 10th. So.
Oh no, I was thinking. I thought some of the southern states went a little further than the Midwestern states.
So, and I'm going to Mississippi from here, and then Pitts may come meet me after SHOT Show down there. I'm gonna go back. So after that, it's over though. I'm not.
Yeah.
We had a heck of a year. It was been very blessed, but I'm glad it's slowing down.
Yeah.
I'm a wore out, man. It's been a grind.
Yeah, I can imagine. How many states do you hit in a year, you think?
Normally a lot more than I did this year because I stayed in Kansas for over 40 days. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, I would say typically Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee a lot. Stuff like Kansas, Maryland.
Is that just for deer? Or is that deer and turkey?
That's deer. Turkey, yeah, turkey's probably 4 times that.
Yeah.
I'd have to sit down and think about the turkey. I think me and Drake last year, turkey, we started in Florida, went to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Wyoming, Montana.
Dang.
Wisconsin, Maine. Where else did we go?
All for turkeys too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
So
get
you pretty much
after
do like a
pretty-
turkey slam every year.
No, we don't. I killed. I didn't kill one last. No, I did kill one last year, I think. And I missed the dang mini. I thought I had the dang Merriams I had, but I went back and finally got a Merriam. So, I think that was no, I didn't either because we didn't kill a Rio. We're gonna try to do a Rio this year somewhere.
There you
but
go.
We didn't. We skipped over the Rio, so
Yeah,
we got to sit down and go over our stuff for this year.
I
But
was
we
gonna
hit
say,
it
man,
pretty
all them
hard.
states. I'm trying to like calculate where every turkey lives because Doug's pretty into turkey hunting compared to what the rest of us are. But we do our turkey palooza hunt
Right,
camp
I
every
remember us
spring.
talking about that.
Yeah, and it's in Illinois. You can only hunt till 1.
Golly,
So-
that would save you. That would save some rest there.
Yeah.
There's some states I almost would love. We ought to start doing that so you can't go.
Right. Well, that's what we talk about too. Like we hunt so hard when we hunt, and then like 1 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, yeah,
Time for a
I'm
nap.
good actually. Let's
Yeah.
go crack a beer and just have a good time. And then, but
Or take a nap.
yeah, take a nap. Then crack
That
a
was
beer. Have a
we
good time.
did that late season one time. I think Missouri's like that. And me and
Indiana is Indiana the same way? Who were we just talking to? Or
New York is, I think.
North Carolina,
Pennsylvania,
you got
I think, is the same.
Pennsylvania early is, and then you got that late section where it's
all day.
Can't
it's all
hunt
day.
on
You can
Sunday.
hunt. You can hunt all day.
What's the difference?
It's
What's the
Sunday.
difference between early?
It's something to do. Supposedly, it's something to do with the nesting. They don't want hens
just
getting
messed with.
I don't know. I'm not.
Okay, how many turkeys do you boys think you killed
Last year,
last year? Well, yeah,
I
both.
can pull. I
Yeah.
don't know. I can tell you. I keep up with it on my phone. I've kept up the last few years on my phone.
I'm just curious, man, because when I think turkeys, I think like southern states. I just feel like
Right.
the turkey
Right.
hunting culture is bigger for you guys.
It is. It's a lot bigger in the southeast. You go up north, and the weird deal is in the eastern. They run the whole eastern shore and all up there. But the birds up north, around y'all and all, are so much easier to kill than the birds around us.
Why is that?
I don't know if it's a pressure issue or a terrain
Our stuff's
issue.
just weird down. Deer's tough. It's just like
yeah,
I don't know
really.
what it is. I think, and obviously the deer, a lot of it's got to do with the wind. We don't have it's tough to get a consistent wind on a consistent basis. But
I didn't know
it's
that.
just everything is just. I don't know. It's like everything's got a sixth sense down south. I don't know what it is. I mean,
Too many good old boys out there chasing them.
That's probably what it is.
so we got 2000. It's 2022, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's 2021. We killed 46. Let's see. We got 2000. 2000. No, that's 2000. Where was I? Just had it. I've got the
It's a
last
pile.
4 or 5 years on here.
So you killed 46?
No. That's just that's
okay.
how many I saw die. So I'll go back to 2015 was 51 kills and 14 misses.
Still that's putting in work.
That's a lot of
2000
turkeys.
2017 was 43. 2018 was a rough year. I think it was like 25.
Oh, dang.
That was a rough. That
Batting
was
50% of the normal.
that was that was a rough one.
What made it rough? What was different?
It
about
was just
that
it was the first year we did spring thunder, and it was just that it was we hunted a lot around the south, didn't travel a ton, and it was tough, just bad luck, and just
Yeah.
I mean, it was like I don't think, and we hunted. This is before Drake, who produces Spring Thunder, comes down, and he pretty much lives with me all spring. But,
Yeah.
And I mean, I was hunting almost every day, and I think I killed my first turkey I killed that year was May 3rd. Just because, and I started in March all the way. It was just one of those snake bit.
Yeah.
If you move left, they're going right type of year. So
that's what I find frustrating about turkey. Like I feel because I just have fun and I'm not real. I try to be serious about it when I'm in them, but I feel like a turkey can be doing everything you want on the roost, and you're like excited, and then he lands and then shuts up and goes the other way, and I'm like, well, I messed that up somewhere, or he just.
It's crazy. You know, we've always thought we've been fortunate to get a few off the roost, but I bet on the average of what we kill, I would say 10% or less are off the roost. Like you kill them when he flies down off the roost. Yeah, I mean it's just.
So I shouldn't be discouraged. I just don't know enough about. Chasing turkeys.
It's tough. I mean you got to be in their head and be on them right as far as getting them to come down and come to you right off the limb. I mean they got to be in the right.
So what will they normally do then? Will they like go and work around, and then you have a better chance at coming in? And then
normally if they got their hands with them and stuff, they're going to fly down and get with their hands. Unless you can call the flock in, they're going to kind of do their thing. And and like I said, and I love hunting them. And pits, we always hit them. I love hunting afternoons.
Yeah.
Where you can go.
Where we can't hunt.
Straight. Yeah, we all can't hunt. And that's the thing. It makes you rest up a little bit. But I've killed a lot of turkeys in after lunch. I mean, just in the late mornings and afternoons.
Lots of times they'll leave their hens after lunch, and you can catch them out by themselves, and you can get them and work them pretty well then. But you know, like Phillip said, first thing they do when they come off roost is go find hens and strut around with them, and then. Lots of times, you know, especially when the hens start nesting, the afternoons are good, you know, and you can get on a lot of birds late in the evening then.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, you can catch those birds by themselves.
I wonder if I just don't – I mean, I'm into turkey hunting, getting more into it, but I wonder if I just don't know that because I can't hunt during that time, right? You know,
it is. I mean, I'm not to – I don't really know how else to phrase it, but it'll handicap you because I mean, you know, and
gotta be efficient.
You know, I feel like we got a good crew as far as we can kill turkeys pretty steady, but it's from growing up, just getting our teeth kicked in, learning more of what don't work than it does of what works. You know,
for sure.
So I mean, but it's a trial and error thing. It's not like just woke up and they're like, oh my gosh, we just got a turkey gift. It's a matter of just paying attention and knowing, regardless if you kill. Like I said, if you kill 25 a year, you go kill 57 a year. Paying attention to learn something every time you go, and that's the main thing is of whether it's where they're at, when they're at, the way they're acting, whether it's calling too much, whether it's calling not enough, you know, whether it's showing them a decoy, not showing them a decoy. It's just it's a game of finesse.
So many like layers to it.
I mean,
it's easy to just like be like, oh, it's generic turkey hunting, but it's not, you know, and that's what gets more and more interesting. As I talk to guys like you that I consider to be like, I mean, true turkey hunting pros. Yeah. You know, we're good friends with Mark Drury, and he's
he loves it.
He's ate up with it, and I actually mentioned this on another podcast recently. He's like, oh, I'd rather turkey hunt than deer hunt, and I'm like, what?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But you're like the mad scientist of whitetails, you know.
I hope I never have to make that judgment call.
Yeah, that would be awful.
It would be tough. It would be tough to have to make
it'd be easy for
turkey
me,
and deer. Yeah, it'd be easier for you, but
it's different though. It's like different culture.
We have the liberty. We're from the South. Yeah. With you know, I think even Mark, he's traveled quite a bit, obviously, but we're from the South growing up to where we've got such liberal seasons to where, I mean, we come in March and run till May to where, man, you can, it's 3 months of a lifestyle of all day long.
See, it'd probably be different for us if our season was structured
where it's
better.
almost not that you can't get into it, but it's like,
we get like less than a month.
Well, because Illinois is, I don't know how much you've hunted Illinois for turkeys, but it's like you got to put in for your seasons, like per county. Where in Iowa, it's like you have an archery tag, right? You can hunt.
We have 4 seasons, and if you get a bow tag, it's for all seasons. So
it's like we're limited to. And first season in Illinois is Monday through Friday.
So y'all are so mixed up.
So I always put in for second or third season because it went into the weekend, so I can hunt Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But then really you're only hunting like a full day and a half, really.
Right.
You know, so Illinois is just not set up
for turkeys
to get into turkey hunting. Like,
y'all got turkeys though, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got. I've killed turkeys, you know, and
I mean y'all got quite a good population though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of turkeys. I see a lot of turkeys almost every time I hunt.
Yeah.
I see a lot of them, but I wonder if because I'm not that great at calling. I try my best and whatever, but like getting them off the roost, I get discouraged, like you were saying. I wonder if I should just like go out an hour after daylight, then set. That way I don't burn myself out or get discouraged. You know,
that or a lot of it is go in there if you know where they're at. Listen to them. You know, day before, whatever you go hunt, a couple of weeks, whenever it is, if you know where they're at, and what they're doing naturally, and just go get in their way. I mean, because a lot of times they're going to keep somewhat of a pattern. I mean,
just intercept them pretty much.
Yeah, granted, it's tough. I mean, because they're a freaking bird, so they got a brain size of a pea. So it's not like
they're like so stupid they're hard to hunt.
Getting them figured out, man. There's no rhyme or reason why they do anything. And again, that's the beauty of getting down and out and discouraged about them, is because as soon as you count them out on doing something, then you get one, you trip his trigger and get them killed. I mean, so it's a game of give and take, you know. But you got to learn how to flip the script on them, and it's just that's why it's easier on them. It's easier for me to go. I'm gonna go daylight to dark on them than it is for me deer hunting, because it's so much more of a game of you can make your own luck sometimes if you keep digging and digging and digging, versus deer. It's like if you push it too much, you're gonna blow the whole thing.
You're gonna go backwards almost in what you're trying to get done. Yeah, I mean it's similar to like hunting mule deer in the mountains out west. Like you can be active and glass up deer and then make your move on a spot and stock, and that is like the cool, appealing part about hunting
you can
turkeys.
make your own luck sometimes.
Yeah, make your own
just
luck.
You keep digging and paying. I mean, not saying that you ain't gonna screw up, but
But you can
granted,
get
if you do
get in
screw
the
up,
action,
most time you can. So I've always said, if they don't fly, give them 15 minutes, and we can probably still kill them. So I mean, that's
yeah. It's just, again, the Midwest, like, and I'm sure the South the same way. You don't ever just spot a big whitetail bedded where you can make a move. It's very rare, you know.
Yeah,
it's so dense, and they're so wiry, and the private tracks are 40 acre, 80 acre, and you're just gonna ruin it and bump a buck to the neighbors, and then
100%.
you just shot yourself in the foot. And
Absolutely.
So what else did you guys focus on this past season?
Man, we're going to get more into more turkey stuff on Hunt Club this spring, but I mean this past year we tried to condense the show a little bit. We didn't have as many episodes, but made them longer to where
that's cool.
Kind of a little more storyline based.
Yeah, that's fun. That's good, I think.
Yeah.
And then we do all our own production stuff, we do all the editing, so it's tough when you're doing all the editing and trying to hunt, especially when it's go time. You know, it's like, man, things. It wasn't as quick as it was last year getting up, but we had everything we did was be up within 7 or 8 days. You know, of what happened.
Yeah, that's impressive. Still, you know, because if you're doing everything, you want to just keep after the grind,
right?
But then you got to do all this production work on the back end
and
of it.
You literally we just gotta say, look, we can't hunt today. Got to get this figured out and do it. You know, and so it's a. But I mean, blessed that we get to do it, and we had some heck of a hunts this year, and some great opportunities. And like I said, Pitts, he went last year. He went with us up to Maryland, and his family I've been hunting with up there from probably 8 or 9, 10 years. And then this year he got his first buck. So
awesome.
The only thing I regret about that entire trip was I left Kansas, and the day I left, the deer I was hunting in Kansas showed up in daylight for the first time in 3 weeks.
That's how it goes,
man. True story.
Yeah, and so he was a tank, and so I went to Maryland 4 days, and I flew back to Kansas for another 2 weeks and hunted him.
Maryland's a little you don't see a lot about Maryland.
Oh man,
it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper, and when you think of Maryland, you almost think of hill country and all that kind of stuff.
I got to fill you guys in on one of our inside jokes on the podcast quick. Okay. So when we have like local big bucks get shot, because there's so much attention on whatever county, Illinois, whatever county, the area. So when we get like these giant bucks in, our listeners clearly know they were killed in the Midwest, probably close to us.
Yeah.
We'll always say they're like New Hampshire, Vermont, Maryland, Vermont, Rhode Island bucks.
That's a Rhode Island
that's like
buck
a
for
code
sure.
word.
Yeah.
Kind of like mistletoe. It's code word for get out. I thought like it's not wherever you're saying. It's not where it's at.
Yeah, exactly. Like clearly we're lying, but we make that part of the joke. So I think it's funny that you're like, oh yeah, Maryland's a sleeper, and then it becomes a joke because then our listener will send us like blog write-ups about a big buck that got killed in one of those states where you like jokingly say there's no big bucks in, but there obviously is.
It is. It's crazy. That county we hunt up there, they kill a deer over 200 every year.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm telling you, it would blow your mind. And then the deer, it would blow your mind at the deer that's up there.
I never would have thought because all we see is Midwestern.
It's unbelievable.
But you get over there.
The first time I went, it blew my mind. It's unbelievable. They've always had them. I mean,
no kidding.
You get over there where we hunt in Maryland, and I've always thought of Maryland as kind of being some hill country territory and that sort of stuff. And it's almost like the Midwest vibe, almost like in Illinois where you got row crop and big fields, flat land. So it's really kind of surprising.
A lot of bean and corn.
Yeah,
So that's probably just what helps some deer get to that
Oh,
size.
I ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
And it's and that's where I killed that piebald up there last year.
That's
awesome.
And,
Yeah.
And that was. I don't want to. It wasn't obviously a slam dunk the deer hunt, but wasn't nobody hunting.
Yeah.
They were terrified. They were like, we don't want to be anywhere near him. They thought it was a curse, and so they said we don't want to.
Really?
Yeah. So well, you got the wrong man in camp for that. So
We were
break that-
flipping
yeah.
a coin
I'll
trying
break
to
that
figure out
course
who
right
was going
now.
to kill him.
Were you really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that deer hadn't been on camera. They run a few cameras up there, and he hadn't been on camera in like 3 weeks. And the closest he'd been like two or 3 miles from there the week before, and then that first morning he come in there and I killed him. But it was looked like a dang paint horse coming in.
What was there? Did you guys get any like? I don't know. I picture like you see like something like that. Everyone thinks it's like, I don't know, like a majestic animal, like the antis. Do they freak on you?
Yeah, it got a few. I mean,
did?
there was a few, and I mean, no
Not a
comment
rare
on
animal.
them. But I mean, but it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I mean, it
It
ain't no
You
no
can't
different
eat
than
the
shooting a doe
horns.
to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
But it was I mean, he was big old. That deer might have been 7. I mean, he was old, big,
No
just
kidding.
a tank. I mean, he was just a brute. And,
Yeah.
but I was just fortunate enough to see him. I was like, I couldn't believe
Yeah.
I even saw him. Then just to get a shot. off
I've
him.
never seen a piebald. Have you ever seen?
Nope.
Have you? Besides that?
I've killed a doe, piebald doe, and we've had some piebald bucks in the past on our farm. But I actually had one I was looking for this year that was piebald. I'd been watching him since he was a buttonhead, and he was actually going to be 3.5 this year, and he totally disappeared.
No
and
kidding.
he had stayed in that area since a buttonhead, so I don't know what happened to him or.
Has he kept
They're,
like
they're
the same
weird.
pattern?
Our deer
Yeah.
down there, though, the piebalds, they're like little midgets. Like I call them Eeyore deer.
Oh, like they're like the runts or something.
Well, they're stocky, short leg. They almost look like a Texas deer, but it's like, but the ones,
Huh.
and
Like
I
a
don't know about
deficient-
this
they're-
particular one, but
Yeah.
they're all little stubby. Like, but the deer I killed, Maryland, he was he was full bodied, huge.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I never thought about.
It's almost like he was stunning or something. I mean, he was healthy.
He was a big old bodied deer. I mean, a huge deer.
They're just the runt.
Yeah, they're just like they got little short legs.
That's weird.
It's kind of
That's got to be some sort of genetic something. It has to be.
Absolutely.
I've
It's
never
gotta
even
be.
seen one. You always hear the rumor about the albino deer, and then that's illegal, of course, where we're at.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'd have to. I don't know. Did you full mount it? Are you going to mount it?
Yeah, we're getting it mounted up there in our buddy's place. They're going to get it mounted. He built kind of a man cave with a loft. We're going to get it mounted full body mount, jumping off the balcony.
You'd almost have to. I got a good buddy out east that just shot a piebald doe. Like the face on it was amazing looking. Like I'll pull up some pictures after this and show you.
That'd be cool. They're pretty. It's almost like a smoke-faced turkey. I've always wanted to kill one of those.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah. Well, they're so like every one of them's different. That's what's
Right.
cool about it. Because some just have some small white spots, and some are like
Yeah.
like a paint horse.
crazy.
You know.
Well, and this deer was like he would have been if you shoulder mounted him, you wouldn't even know he was piebald. But when he
Oh,
got
no
to his
kidding.
shoulders, he was just like white all the way back. I mean,
That's
it was
pretty
crazy.
cool.
Really?
What's this one like? The one you've been watching since he was a button.
Oh, shoot, I got some pictures of him I can show you in a bit. But,
Yeah.
he's kind of like that one Phillip killed. He's actually got a lot of white on his face.
See, that's what's that's
Cool.
that's like an
Pretty.
extra bonus right there. I
Right.
think.
And he was a buttonhead, and then the next year he was like
Buttonhead. I've never.
Yeah. He was
we're
like,
using that.
That's right. He was like a 3 or 4 pointer. And then when he was 2.5 last year, I actually had video footage of him.
Yeah.
I think you put it on the show. I had some video of him as an 8 pointer, and he sprung up from that 3 or 4 pointer to putting on a nice 8-point basket rack at 2.5 years old. So I was looking forward to see what he was going to do this year.
Yeah.
At 3.5, and couldn't find him. Something had to happen to him because he was one of those that didn't go too far from home.
Yeah.
So I mean, he always stayed right there in that area. But
That if he got hit by a car, looking like you'd think you'd hear it. Well, you'd hope you'd hear about it.
Yeah, you would hope so. And then there was one that worked on our northern property line. It kind of worked both properties, but he was about 130 inch at one time. And
He was just showing enough Eeyore deer. He had a little.
Yes.
I mean, he looked like he was a little.
yes.
I
That's
got
weird
to
they
look
don't
that
get-
up.
yeah,
There's something to that.
Yeah.
I got to look it up and just see what it is. 'Cause I'm sure they've done.
Because I've heard of piebald deer, just not them being short.
I never heard that. Yeah. I wonder if that doe my buddy killed is the same way.
Oh yeah,
They'll find
probably.
out.
It's got to be some kind of genetic trait that comes with, that coloring or whatever. That
Was it the Lindsays years ago? We did a podcast with them. They had a buck that was I think they named him Steve after our Steve as a joke. But he was like real stubby like that, real short legs. I think it was Jeff Lindsay that told us about it. But
Yeah.
just weird, just like almost.
Yeah, like I call them Eeyores. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like it's just. I mean,
that's
that's
what it is,
weird-
yeah.
I mean, I don't. That's what that reminds me of, looking at Eeyore eating corn.
Little Shetland pony or something, that kind of vibe.
A miniature horse.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. I don't know. I've never seen one, but man, I would for sure have to do a full mount.
Oh yeah,
You'd
for
have
sure, ain't
to.
no doubt.
Yeah,
Takes up a lot of space, but
yeah,
There's
and a lot
some-
of money.
Yeah.
yes, right.
It takes up a lot of money.
I know we're gonna start a GoFundMe page for this one in Maryland.
Yeah.
Mount my piebald.
Yeah.
Go fund me. Can go a lot of ways with that. I'm on this big taxidermy question lately with all our guests because I don't. It's that time, guys. Their season's over. They're thinking about taxidermy. Are you guys both big taxidermy guys? Like, do you have a lot of shoulder mounts? And
Well,
all that?
let me tell you this, and I'm going to share a little bit about him. We don't have the big deer, in the southeast like y'all do up in Illinois and all. So 165-inch deer is pretty rare in Georgia. I mean, it's like killing a 200-inch deer up around y'all.
Yeah.
And he's got him just skull cap sitting on the floor in his house. He's got a pile of skull caps over 150 that he's not mounted yet.
Not
And it
mounted yet?
bothers me. It irks me because I'm like, I would have mounted that like right away, and
Yeah.
they're just sitting in this floor, just
Pitts is
sitting
putting
there.
that $100 rush, get him back in 6 months instead of a
Exactly.
year.
Yeah.
And I'm running to the taxidermist with a 130 going, I need this now.
2
you
weeks,
know?
thanks.
Exactly. I'll pay extra to get it back early.
I've got a few. Yeah, I've got a few in the. I did actually am getting the deer I just killed in Tennessee the other day, getting him mounted because we're starting a wall at my buddy Daryl's place, and we're going for all the deer we kill from. We got a few local buddies that hunt. We're going to start a wall up there of just the
nice.
deer we kill off the properties because we
That'd
got
be cool.
about 3 or 4 different pieces of property we hunt.
Oh, yeah.
I've never. I mean, I've got a few deer mounted. I mean, and but I've and those deer I might one day mount. I like looking at their racks, and I got them. And I probably got a pile of what.
Yeah, there was
7 or 8.
Yeah, every
that are-
bit of it.
the ones I've killed the last few years that are just
Yeah.
laid. I got them just piled up in the corner of my living room.
Get them out and play with them a
Yeah,
little bit.
Yeah, and
pick
just
'em
look
up.
at them. And I got the deer I killed in Kansas the other day. He's there. And
Yeah, well, Waddell's the same way. He's not a big taxidermy guy, is he?
he's not. He never has really been.
I mean-
I don't know. It's no disrespect to the animal. I mean, I enjoy him just as much looking at him and being able to show people and stuff. I mean, I got some big deer I've killed. Like I killed one in Maryland years ago. The first one I killed there, I got him mounted. He was a pretty good deer. And and I killed a big deer at Milk River, and I got that deer mounted. But besides that, I don't have much.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot.
I always
I've probably got
wondered
4
that.
or 5 mounts maybe from all the deer since from when I was little all the way up.
Wow,
You know?
really?
Yeah.
I always wondered that just growing up watching your guys' videos and the Jury Boys and all that. It's like, man, because if I shoot it, usually I skull mount it or shoulder mount it almost every time. I'm going to have to start slowing down. But we have our studio now, so we can fill that
Yeah,
up.
we're kind of doing like what he's doing with start stacking them up in the studio.
Yeah,
More
I mean,
wall space.
Well, and I always
Right.
keep the racks for skull or do a European mount. I do
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's a
it's a
I
lot
don't
of space.
know. I've just I don't know. I enjoy just having them there looking at them and
Yeah.
people come over and show them and you
Well,
pick them up.
I just always wondered that, watching the videos growing up. And then have you ever been out to the Milk River? I feel like you
I
got
haven't.
the real
I've never been out. That's a bucket list for me.
It is. 'Cause that was like the real tree, like for me, like the Monster Buck staple growing up watching all those videos.
Well, it got hit with, chronic waste disease.
EHD, it was-
EHD, and it oblivious. How many years did it go
It
unhunted?
went for probably 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh,
And
it wiped the whole herd
yeah,
out
for a while.
there.
It was bad. That and winter kill got them bad, but it's
Oh, no
it's
kidding.
rebounding pretty good. But it's
because you
it's a
quit
neat
hearing
place.
about it, so that explains
Yeah.
it why.
It's a neat place. So that's
Is that
hands
the
down my.
specific ranch that you guys would go to all
Well,
the
it's
time?
just few pieces of property that Bill had leased and some
Yeah.
of the local guys and back in the heyday and stuff we would be entertaining folks. Like actually, man, I can't know how many seasons me and Nick Munt would go up there and we'd be running camera and guiding folks to where just running partners of Realtree. They would come in on waves of hunts of 4 to 4 a week for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. So it was in the heyday, man. That was the most fun just still the most enjoyable I've ever had, just going up there and all the ranchers and the families they're like family to me, to where I feel like I grew up because I started going when I was 17, so I don't know
so
how
you
many
grew
years
up
it just
with them
and just the
pretty much.
hunting itself was just
Yeah.
phenomenal, where you can that's the first time I truly got a taste of looking at the wind and how you play the wind, because you could physically see the deer do what they do by what the wind direction is, and see their reaction and know how to play them and how to manipulate, and pushing the limits on when there's a certain wind, and just seeing the deer you're going to hunt and then you're going there tonight, got a chance to kill them that night. I mean, for somebody from Georgia at 17, you'd be lucky to see the deer once a season, and you better kill them if you got a picture of a deer.
Yeah, right.
So being able to physically lay eyes on them, it's
and
just
see a little further and make game plans. Yeah,
and like I said, the hunting was phenomenal, but just the camp life and the families up there is what took it over the top.
I feel like you guys painted that picture through the videos. It looked like a blast, and watching guys. Like I remember you cooking backstrap one of those videos and all that, and I don't know. I just Milk River, Montana is in that whitetail bucket list for a lot of guys because of that.
It's such a, and if you're driving out there, you would think there ain't a deer for miles, and then it just dumps off into the river, and that's where all the deer are at.
Well, so I never even would have thought about, like, I've done some western hunting. I'm doing more as I get older and want to do different experiences and stuff. But it's like once I hit western Nebraska, like I just quit thinking about whitetails for some reason, because we live in
the Mecca,
right, in the Mecca. So I just I go to my buddy Trey's in Wyoming. I don't think about whitetails. There's some there in the river bottoms, but I just don't think about them. So like Montana, you would never think.
Oh, I agree.
There would be big whitetails there if it wasn't for the videos.
And even like one of the biggest deer I've killed was in Nebraska a few years ago, and it was like, and that deer, you don't think about it, but it's just unreal, the alfalfa fields and stuff, and deer coming out of the hills, and it's just, it's nuts.
I guess you can concentrate them to a certain spot, maybe a little.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's even like Milk River, like those deer, if you go out there in the summer or early season, they're real spread out to where, but you get it once that first couple of frost hits, and it kills everything, and they've concentrated all the browse, and the river's dead, and everything. They start pounding those alfalfa fields, and it's magical, man. I can remember days you'd sit up there in one field and see 175 deer. I mean, you'd have to go and decipher what you're hunting,
and how to get in there.
I mean, you couldn't walk in there and hang a stand. You had to drive in there and push them off with the truck, and you had to have I can remember the days we'd go in there and get dropped off, and you would drive in there in the truck and get out and get up in the stand, and they would sit in the truck right there below the stand till we'd have to give them a thumbs up when we were ready for them to drive off, and then they'd start coming back.
Y'all didn't hunt mornings much out there.
Not much. There's very few times. You would have to have a very special place you could get in there in the morning.
Deer in the field already.
Yeah, and you would go up there in the morning and see where they're at and where they're going, what trails they take. If you need to make a stand adjustment. And I mean, it was like I said, you'd see them at daylight going off, and so if you had to make a stand adjustment, you could. But I mean, we had probably over 45 sets hung.
No kidding.
Double sets for all along the river.
Just options to have.
Just options for every possible wind you could think of. Because I can tell you, I love hanging stands, but Bill Jordan is a stand hanging guru. He'll come in there in the middle of the night and bump you on the shoulder, like, hey, come on, I think we need to go put this stand up. So I mean,
in the middle of the night.
Oh, he'll hang a set for every possible wind you got. So
I mean, if you can do it, especially with the deer density. You don't want to constantly be booking deer up, so have the option. So the game plan's already kind of ahead of.
It's a neat place, though. They've bounced back, but it's magical. It really is.
Hopefully, it gets back to the heyday of what it was.
It is, and I don't. And the hunting was so much better once the numbers were down. That's just being able to get in and out of places. The deer and the quality of deer was better. Those first few years after blue tongue.
Yeah.
But they still got some good deer. I mean.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, one day maybe we'll try to get out to Montana and kill a river bottom buck.
That'd be fun.
But
yeah, it's a neat place. Neat.
See 175 deer in one day. That sounds crazy.
I'd shit myself. What's your guys' game plan for this year coming in? I don't know how many trade shows you guys usually do, but after that settles, I'm sure you're gearing right up for turkey season. Right?
Yeah, we're like I said, we're not even. I'm going to shot. Pitt's isn't going to go to shot, but and I've still got a couple trips left this year to Mississippi, but after that, we may do some stuff.
Deer trips?
Yeah, going for deer hunting. So I'm leaving from here to go. So then to go to shot, and then I'll go back down there to finish it out.
It's a grind. It's a good grind. But man.
So I'll be ready for it to be over, and then we'll start up. We'll start doing some stuff 1st of March for turkey, and then go all the way through.
Man.
And we'll just have to. Between doing Spring Thunder and Hunt Club stuff, it's a steady.
Yeah.
It's a steady grind because we do 20 episodes on Hunt Club. Or we do 20 episodes on Spring Thunder, and then we're going to do, we got some new stuff coming this year for hunt clubs.
And you guys crank those out like pretty quick, like we were saying.
Yeah, we'll get them within 2 or 3 days of it happening because we're back filming. As soon as it happens, we're back filming for the next one.
Yeah, that's wild.
So it's sometimes we'll have 3 episodes a week. It just depends on how it.
That's cool though. I like that.
It's fun. It's a grind, but it's
Yeah. You got to get it out while you can.
It's fun sometimes to let them breathe a little bit, or you can, if you get a longer episode, and then just let it breathe.
Yeah, let people like get time. That's what I feel with some of the podcasts. Like, you don't always want to stack one in on top of the other and let it get its fair airtime on its own.
Let it marinate a little
bit.
Let it marinate.
Well, and the beauty of it is too, though, it's like it's good and bad because on the editing side, if you say, well, no, let's go 5 days and film, man, if you start cutting together 5 days of stuff, it's like, oh, crap, man, this is going to be hell.
Takes that long to go back through it all.
Oh, yeah, this makes it that much harder. So it's like I'd rather just stage them a little bit and have 3 15-minute episodes than one 45-minute episode, because it just makes it easier on the editing getting it done.
So I forget, because I will forget because we're going to get in conversation. Where can people watch everything? Because I wanted to ask that, but if I don't ask while I'm thinking about it.
No, we're on our main platform is Realtree 365 and YouTube. We're about to be up on Waypoint and we're on actually the Hunt channel.
Awesome.
So those are our main platforms right now.
Cool.
Cool. Obviously, YouTube stuff's growing pretty good. That's where our right now our bread and butter is, as far as just interaction with folks and responding to comments.
YouTube's tricky, man.
Yeah.
It's like you hit or you miss it, and I don't know what the code is, but
I don't know. And it was such a grind this year. I didn't even try to figure it out. I was just getting an episode done. I'd upload it.
Just put them up.
Put it uploaded and let it roll.
Which I think is all right. That's cool too.
Yeah. And they've done pretty well. So still want to grow it, but it's it's a. Seen it pretty. I just like the interaction with folks who can comment and stuff, and you can talk right to them.
Yeah, definitely an option to do the live stuff and all that.
Exactly.
If you ever need it, is cool. What about for deer coming into the fall?
We hadn't even discussed that yet. I'm putting back in for Kansas this year, and we got to just sit down and go over it. It's one of them things I'm trying to get out of deer season now, just to get ready for turkey season.
Right, I'm asking questions about deer season. Deer season's not even over.
We're going to. We still got the basic stuff we'll do around the house in Georgia, and we got Tennessee. We'll always hit Tennessee, and probably do Mississippi later. And but I don't know. I'd like to do some stuff in Kentucky maybe.
Yeah.
Or even if, and we'll probably for sure go back to Maryland and looking at some options in Texas next year. So
that'd be cool. I've always wanted to hunt Texas, and I'm gonna go and binge watch the Maryland episodes because part of me feels guilty for talking shit about Maryland. Like jokingly talking shit.
We're sorry.
Go in there and just make a comment. Maryland is awesome.
We're sorry, Maryland.
Sorry, Maryland. We love you.
Your football team sucks, though.
We love Maryland shirts.
Well, we were in Maryland last year, and some guy reached out on social media, and he was like, y'all need to come to Delaware. And once again, you're going Delaware. You don't associate that with deer, but he was sending me pictures.
On a map.
Exactly. And he was sending me pictures of
purple
180s, 190s, and I'm like, good gosh, you never hear deer in Delaware.
You know what
in the
that guy's doing? The same shit we joke about on the podcast.
Probably
He's saying they're in Delaware.
Probably.
They're Iowa bucks.
He's sitting in Iowa sending you pictures laughing.
Absolutely going, we're going to get these guys to come to Delaware.
I got a 40-acre piece. You can have all of yourself in Delaware. Sit in the Onyx pins like sucker.
Exactly. You show up and it's a Denny's.
It's a Denny's. It's a Waffle House.
Rundown Denny's.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, I will. I'll be nicer to Maryland going forward. And it is a sleeper state, apparently.
It's good. It's pretty up there.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. And
absolutely.
Oh, thank y'all, man.
Busy at the show, and good to see you guys connect in person finally.
We need to keep doing it. We'll do some more. We'll do one more during turkey season.
We should. We
need to figure we need to get y'all down for an afternoon Georgia hunt,
dude,
for turkey hunt. That way you can kill one in the afternoon.
Kill one after 1 o'clock. Yeah. I would be in, and I would just shut my mouth and absorb everything you threw at me. Is just learn as much as I could, man.
I don't say that. Sometimes it gets violent.
Start yelling at me.
Yeah, me and Phillip have not talked to each other for like 4 hours straight on turkey hunts before
because the aggression.
Oh yeah, we'll get
the aggression and the aggression and the disagreements.
Yeah, it's
this pointing shit.
We'll be riding in the cart and we're just sitting there side by side,
quiet.
Yeah, just quiet,
He just goes to calls and you cut him off.
Yeah. It's just I said, you just sit there.
There's
and-
days sometimes when because I that's my downfall with it. I take it too personal.
I
So
can tell
take it
from
too
watching
personal.
your turkey videos. I think it's cool.
And I
Is that you're
and I've tried to dang it, he's high strung.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Dan Drake walking.
I've tried not to. Some days when I get upset, I just got to take off walking. Like with Drake, sometimes I'll leave and just I got to walk it off. I'll just go walk.
it. But
12
I
minutes
like
and come
watching your
back.
turkey hunts though, man, because that's cool that you like get in the game.
Oh, I think
it's cool.
It's
You know?
a mission at hand. I mean, I try to gear it down for newcomers sometimes.
Yeah.
Where I don't want to ruin it. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I can.
who is that jerk? Just
Yeah.
freaking-
I'd be like walking behind you like a little kid. You'd be like, "Get the fuck up here!" We're going.
Trying to hold the flashlight.
yeah, I'd be like trying to hold the flashlight for your dad.
Yeah.
Phillip's just yelling at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying my best.
Do better.
Do better.
It's not good enough.
Yeah. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck
Thank
this
you.
season.
Thank you.
And
Y'all too.
Let's do our. We'll have to just do these more often and stay in touch.
Absolutely. I'm game for whenever. So
Yeah.
y'all just say when.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
the platforms like that we got, just all they do is help each other. So
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing
Definitely.
about it. So
Y'all been rocking it here lately.
Thanks,
I
man.
feel like y'all have grown. The past 2 years, you've seen y'all take off.
Yeah.
thanks, man. Yeah.
I mean, it's really. I've been watching it and paying attention to it. And
Yeah, thank you.
You
Thank
can tell it's taking off, and
Thanks.
You
We
know,
have a-
y'all's hard work's paying off. You can definitely tell it.
Thanks, man. We have
Thank
a good
you.
time. We're
That's
full
one thing
throttle
about
now.
it, y'all make sure to have fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You know, like we can talk serious about hunting like we did, and I think people can learn something. But man, we joke around and have a good time. And
Yep, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's back to the basics of
because
it.
what the hell would be the point if it's not fun?
Yeah, I think our first podcast, we probably didn't talk much hunting. It was more
Yeah.
cutting up, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, and that was, I mean, how long ago was that first
gosh, it's been a minute or
one?
two.
4 years maybe.
Yeah, probably a bit of 4 years ago or so. Yeah,
I bet. Yeah, I bet you 4 years or more.
Yep.
So-
But that one, I think all we did was cut up and have a good time back then.
Yeah, but those episodes are like those are necessary
Yeah,
sometimes, you know, because
absolutely.
Well,
do
it's
like
good. Y'all are, the
Yeah.
good thing about you guys, and obviously we've got some history, know each other, but y'all
Yeah.
are good icebreakers to where, that's what this industry needs. I mean,
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
not all business and
right.
just this is how you got to do it. It's just it's having fun, getting back to the basics of why
For sure.
we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you pick up a tip and kill a big deer, people gonna do that anyway. You got to win them over by being yourself and having fun. So
if you can laugh and learn something and have a good time with it, man. But if you can't do that, and man, we're just not your style. That's fine too.
we'll give you the rest of the day. Get over it.
Yeah. Go somewhere
Go
else.
walk it off.
After 1 o'clock, get the fuck over. it.
Yeah, after 1 o'clock, yeah, ain't my problem.
We'll have to do a podcast. We'll just title it the After 1 O'clock
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
The evening edition.
Yeah, the evening edition. Well, we appreciate it, guys. I'm looking forward to watching more of your guys' stuff.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank y'all for the support.
Of
no
course,
problem.
man. Well, thank you guys. All right, we'll shut her down. ATA 2022.
In Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Crick.
Louisville.
Crappy.
In
Crappy.
Kentucky.
In
The
Kentucky.
mustache militia.
Yeah.
Mustache militia signing off.
There we go. Go shoot your bow. We love you guys. Thanks.